IIT Madras has recorded the best ever placements this year, 1430 job offers and 45 international offers, and the median salary package is around 21.5 lakh rupees, and the best offer is 2.5 lakh US dollars. And with me, Ajmal, Siva, and Francis have all been placed in multinational companies. Congratulations. Siva, how does it feel?
It feels great first to come back to the campus. Like it's been just a month after the convocation, we just graduated, joined our companies. So it does feel great and exciting at the same time for the amount of learning that lies ahead.
Tell us about your offer, and you got multiple offers. How did you decide?
So it's dependent on the team. So this was a very small team that was working on a very interesting thing that I wanted to explore. So given that I'm a highly research oriented person and the amount of opportunities and the resources that the company had to provide was the major decision. Multitude of factors went into it, the pay and everything. So it's like not a single factor that goes into it. It's like everything coming together that made me make the final decision.
How does IIT Madras bring about this kind of a change in your talent and personality that you're all most sought after?
Well, I think there's two sides to that question. One is something most people see. IIT Madras is seen as a premier institute, and yes, it delivers great quality teaching. So that is definitely one part, one huge part of it. But an equally important part, which I think most of the outside world doesn't see, is that the environment here, the culture, how engaging it makes students, and how much students are involved in the whole process, not just studying, but other things like arranging placements that's done by students. So all of this, I think, creates an atmosphere where you feel confident that you can do things yourself, and it sort of teaches you to learn. Is what I would say about it.
Right. And how much does the pay packet size matter when you take that call? Okay, let me accept this offer.
I think it does matter a lot, but for a lot of us students, what matters most is the kind of culture that is there at the company and the growth that the role offers, and what people would like to do 4 or 5 years into their career. All of those factors are also decisive in making a choice when you get multiple offers.
Right. Right. And your long-term plan or vision?
So long term, right now, like just graduating out as a student, it's about learning as much as I can. And so long term, it's about contributing back to the country and see how that can happen. So probably a startup or from being a job seeker to a job provider. So all these are ideas that are on back of the mind. So it all depends on the ideas that come up and the demand for the idea in the society and like what can solve problems in the society as a whole. So it's a multitude of factors that contribute to the final decision that happens. But yeah, so the main crux of it is that it's about contributing back to the society, which has brought me from where I was to where I am.
Right. And yours?
Uh, Kind of similar to what Shiva said. One thing I want to be able to do is, like he said, give back to the society, and the other thing is a certain level of job satisfaction, which I believe is necessary for anybody working long term, and also an opportunity for growth at whatever stage I am. So I think those factors would decide my path in the future.
Still, many go for jobs overseas. Is that a kind of a brain drain? The government spends so much on you, subsidized cost, and your contribution goes to a foreign country.
I wouldn't really think of it as brain drain, and I would say that it is becoming less of any brain drain that it is now, because location is becoming less relevant. We are going into a more digital Zoom call era, so to speak, and but even in the light of people going abroad, many of them do come back to India for giving back, and many of them do learn new things from abroad, because we know that different countries are good at different things, and it's great to be able to go somewhere, get another perspective, and then come back and contribute too. So that is also a great thing. And I think it would be sort of generalizing to say that anybody going outside is causing brain drain to India. But yeah.
Right. Ajmal, you're from the humanities stream.
Yes.
Do placements offer enough opportunities for humanities students also?
I think it does. There are a lot of roles that open to us as well in the campus placements. We sit along with the BTech and MTech students for different roles by multiple companies. Even though they are not as many in number, but we still make it through the placement process. And if not for this, the institute placements, we also have a separate department arranged placement process as well. And I think the student teams and the faculty advisors who run this placement process, they do a very good job of supporting us through our resumes and shortlisting process, as well as preparing for the interviews. All of those soft skills as well. They
Right.
provide great support for all of us.
Did you all go for coaching to crack the JEE, or did you manage it yourself?
So I did go for coaching before writing JEE. It's more about JEE is something that I see as in a big country like India, where the demand supply equation is not necessarily like there aren't enough opportunities as say a developed country. So a process like JEE is the process through which we are coming in. So the coaching itself is more like increases our knowledge in a way. We get better teachers also over there, and in a way. Coaching also helps us with getting used to the pattern of the exam, so that is the major part of it. So once you have more pattern and you know the like you get used to the same type of like questions that are asked in the exam, then during the exam you don't panic, and like it's not something new that you are seeing because you have solved so many exams through the past 2 years, where like in 11th and 12th you have solved so many questions together. So
Just on the basis
yeah.
of class 12 marks, it can't be done, admission here.
So it depends. So it's the decision that's up to the government. So there needs to be a normalized way through which they can accommodate all the students that are sitting for various boards and stuff. So given that is there's a central government university, centrally funded university.
Right.
So like there needs to be a normalized process. So if not for that option, so currently there is a system that is in place, and that
Right.
has been at least working to an extent to produce the quality engineers that the IT is supposed to.
Which was difficult, cracking JEE or your BTech and MTech?
uh, Cracking JEE, it was more a competitive thing over there because we are fighting with so many people with just a limited syllabus and all of us, and it's like time limited and all these cracks happens. But once we are in the institute, it's no more about competition. It's about
Right.
learning and exploring the field that we are in. So the competition kind of for the major part stops when we enter into the IIT, and if we are interested in the field and there's
Right.
a plethora of opportunities that we can explore.
Right.
So in the institute provides, so over the past 5 years it's a overall transformative journey where you get to explore as many fields that you want. You can take courses from different departments, like there are so many electives that the campus offers. So it's like an overall transformation that happens, and there is the whatever competition that exists inside, it's more of an healthy
Right.
competition where like just by plucking the minds of other
Right.
people you learn more out from them
Right.
rather than competing with them.
Did you have time for sports, films, or
Uh,
only studies all the time?
I would say I had more time in college than anywhere else, and I think that's a big part of why I said the atmosphere here matters a lot, because it's very student friendly. And I mean, it might be known that we have a weekly movie screening here, so it's something we all look forward to. And in general, there's a lot of the lifestyle is as interdisciplinary as the courses we are taught. We get to do everything. We get to explore our interests.
Give us a sense of the culture here, which you said changes or brings about lots of changes among students here.
So I'd like to just cite an example. You could go to the mess where we have our food, and you'll find students talking about the latest movie that's come out, and you will also find students talking about very academic topics. And there is no judgment, as in you really have that freedom to go after what you love. And I think when people go after what they love, they do really find satisfaction in what they do later on in life.
Right. Rajpal, what do you plan to do long
Um,
term?
in the long term, I would like to start up and probably in the social sector and give back to the community, because that is also something that I have learned in the 5 years here. Development studies was the course I did, and I would definitely like to come back to the sphere I love a lot and contribute back to society, probably.
You interned earlier?
Yes, I did intern earlier. I interned at the Hindu
Hmm.
as a correspondent intern in my second year.
You had journalistic streak.
I did have it for a small while, yes. And then I shifted my master's to development studies, and this is where it took me.
Right. Did you all also have internship opportunities?
Yeah, IITM does provide us with like massive freedom to explore what we have, and we have a lot of time to explore our interests. So I did intern. So I interned for 6 months at Google with the Maps team. I interned for 6 months with Amazon at the Alexa team. So they were like totally transformative experiences where we got to work with the best of minds, and yeah, so that really helped in like getting a
Okay.
sense of how the MNCs work and the kind of research that they get involved in.
You?
So my department has this feature where one of our semesters is an internship. So everybody goes through a department-specific internship placement process, and I interned at TVS Motor Company. So I worked on some non-conventional braking systems for their vehicles.
And did you get multiple offers? Do students get multiple offers before they make up their mind?
So how the system works is to prevent people from taking away offers for others. Once you get an offer, you are deregistered from the portal. So in the placement season, for instance, there are time slots, and if you
Right.
get multiple offers within a time slot, you can choose between them. But otherwise, you have to pick and choose one, and that's the only one you get.
You had multiple offers?
Yeah, I did have multiple offers. Within the time frame, you get multiple offers and you get to choose between them.
Thank you all very much for your time and I wish you all the best. A few IIT Madras students who have been successfully placed talking to us about their experience. At the IIT Madras with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find the TV.